All right, man. Take two. Recorded a 10-minute video, and I forgot the sound. All right, so I am talking again about the order follower. So who is more evil? Who has more responsibility at hand, the order follower or the order giver? And I say the order follower is the harbinger of evil. Why? Because they bring the evil and manifest into physical reality. Whereas the order follower just tells them what to do. And they go and do it like a Goyim. They do it. I'm just doing my job, says the person as they put the bullet down, as they drop the bomb, as they oppress the other person, as they lie, as they steal. It's not, hey, I'm just doing my job. I'm the IRS. But it's easy to, again, look at the authorities and all these other people that they're the greatest people that fall, the elites, the Epsteins of the world and all that, the political class. But again, the largest evil is perpetrated by everyone all around us. They're so used to it. We are so used to normalizing evil that like we just forget when we see it every day. And I like to highlight what was the best example of regular people going straight up to Nazism. I don't, and I mean Nazism in this extreme way that the leftists always want to talk about. This authoritarianism that must be feared. The causer of the Holocaust, and everyone engaged in those activities during COVID, and it wasn't a problem. It was your everyday person who did it. It was cashiers who denied you food and water and resources because you didn't have the right paperwork. The security guards who came to muscle you. Get the fuck out of here. Family, regular people, they try to gaslight you, call you a psychopath, grandma killer, you hate the children. While fraud went rampant and everyone saw it and turned a blind eye because they were kind of milking from it. Remember the stimulus money? The stimulus money was one of the grandest robberies of all time, where the government gave money to the pharmaceutical companies and to a whole bunch of their buddies. And they gave the taxpayer, usually $2,000, like there's money. They bribed you for pennies to sell out your children. The old people who, I don't want to die, they stole key years of the youth. And boomer hatred is at an all-time high from the youth, because that's ingrained in their mind. Families driven apart, businesses crumble forever, corruption. Remember things like the travel permits, the vaccine became a fucking scam. And look at it. Look how that ended up. So again, the order follower is just the worst because you continue it. Look how it begins from the schools. In the school, the teachers who are people that come from the universities, and generally that cohort of students from the university is not the best. They do it because it's easy, because it pays well for them, and they're willing to bend the knee for everything. And that's why the good teachers also, they get weeded out. They can't teach properly. It's all about keeping this system, their union, their pension scheme, whatever it is going. That's what they're looking for. And anybody that stands out gets hammered down. So children who are skeptical, children who just won't bend the knee, children who are different, they get hammered down. Imagine that. Then there's children who are literally great, and geniuses who got convinced that they were retards. People who could have done great things because, whatever envy that the school system has, or that notices that child has a trait that does not benefit the system, that doesn't make them into a good order follower, a good factory worker, a good person who works a white collar job and just shuts the fuck up and works the 60 hours for salary and gets overpaid and doesn't sleep and just doesn't say anything because he's too scared to lose his job. And everything is built on fear. Then you have, again, let's say the Ivy League students. Well, the Ivy League students, If you know about the Ivy League, this is about maintaining the status quo. This is where the elites go prepare themselves, and they just go do drugs, they go party, they go have sex parties, pure degeneracy. And everyone that has gone to college knows that that is what goes on. It even goes on at the lower level college, but let alone with them. The Epstein stuff, skull and bones, and fraternities, they're all binded by fear and rituals and blackmail, and it all starts there. And that's how they get to the higher levels of different institutions. Again, medical, pharmaceuticals, business, um, school, military, you name it, they go into all the places of society, they have them embedded. The same order followers. Well, the people who promote the system, the elites, sorry. And they promote a culture of degeneracy, of decay, that what we see today. But again, the people who go step by step, the doctor who trick people to go get vaccinated because they get extra money, and the doctors who trick people because chemotherapy is such a lucrative business that they make so much money per patient, they have no economic incentive to heal a patient. Um, College, so I swayed away from, not to drift too far from college, but college as a general pyramid scheme that has grifted the youth and has sold them a dream and has given them nothing but debt. And again, how was that promoted by order? I'm just doing my job. I'm not telling the children that this is a scam. And again, with COVID, because I'm trying to relate this all together, hopefully it doesn't sound too scattered. But who held the glue of tyranny for years? It wasn't the politician. It was from the police to the doctor to the pharmaceutical person to the person at the store to like someone just ill with the sticks. That type of passive aggressive behavior became passive aggressive central. And that world has come to an end. There's a solution. The solution is embracing sovereignty. As within, so without. So you have to embrace internal sovereignty, authority over yourself. These people who are order followers, they believe that they can externalize the authority to someone else, to a politician, to a boss, to a commander, to a priest, whoever it is. And that is the work of evil. That doesn't exist. It's the same way you have to breathe for yourself. You have to eat for yourself. Consciousness is a volitional process from within. You have to exercise it. Reason is man's main tool for survival, and that comes through consciousness. So the moment we reject consciousness, we are rejecting reality. A man chooses, a slave obeys. A man has to choose and can choose right over wrong. But again, that is an act of consciousness. So actually just going, no, I'm going to be wrong. Again, it's evil. It's anti-life, is unnatural. And that's what an order follower is. So the opposition, do you want to keep being a slave, following orders, just grinding away, giving away to society? What the fuck is it giving you? Birth rates are all-time low. Everyone's in debt. Nobody can own a home. There's wars all over the world. Natural resources are becoming more difficult for people to access. People are becoming stupid and retarded and dependent on systems that have nothing to do with themselves. And people are too socially anxious to talk. The solution, again, sovereignty. Take responsibility for yourself and your actions. Starting from finding ways outside the system. We've all been an order follower. If you were part of the convict situation, easy thing. Let's start with authentic forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness. Say, hey, I was wrong. The suffering that people went through, the ostracism, being called stupid, ridiculous, a crazy person, a mad person, someone wanted to kill people. And then to be actually told, drop dead, you're not vaccinated. And this is how authentic forgiveness begins, because then you can start taking actions that are counter to that are you exercising your own sovereignty, not going with the systems, finding alternatives, rejecting jobs, rejecting working with gaslighting people, rejecting scams, not voting. You want to keep being a voting Goyim that just pays taxes and gets milked by the state so they can build bombs on your name and adapt your children? Or you could choose a sovereign path, which is to reject this, build your own communities, forge them together with people around you, and with the spark within, find solutions. It's better to be sovereign. When you are building connections based on sovereignty, you're building on a strong bedrock. People who are sovereign, when they come together on mutual values. They'll stand together with everything. Whereas the Goyim, they're trying to stand together to survive. The sovereign are thriving and building. When you're sovereign, when you choose consciousness, you're identifying with the creator, with the divine spark. So where you are in creative energy, that's it. That's it. Don't be a freaking order follower Goyim. The other video I did was so much better, man, but I recorded without the sound. Whee! Now, it's getting dark. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Thank you for staying with me if you stayed this far. And I invite you to check out my fear transmutation manual, because all of this has been built by the backs of fear. When they keep people afraid, they can get them to follow orders, but we can transmute that energy, change it. And when we can transmute the energy, we can change it to positive action. And that's when we create great things, because everyone feels afraid. But the difference between someone who is a coward and someone who is brave is that the brave person does what is good despite being afraid. And that means being grounded in our values. So check it out. Just a drive-in traction to the videos. You could comment fear and I'll send it to you. It's free. I just say it's free, again, to get people to get it. But I'm trying to promote solutions and want people to promote solutions too. So thank you for watching this and have a blessed day. Take care.